while I grew up in Delhi, my parents come from Kerala, so I'm not a Delhiite in that sense. But I spent my school and college days in Delhi, so in that sense, I'm also a Delhiite. I happen to be a woman. I happen to practice on the criminal side. None of this was considered acceptable at the time when I commenced practice in 1988, with a funny name to add to it. If I could make it, I'm sure most of you can. So I don't think you should inhibit yourself, or you should think these are insurmountable barriers just because you don't belong to Delhi or you don't come from a legal family. I'm also a first-generation lawyer. There was nobody in my family who practiced law, and certainly nobody who practiced criminal law. So I don't think you should inhibit yourself with these kind of barriers. Don't trouble yourself with these barriers. You need to go out there if you have enough interest, and if you're willing to be motivated, and if you're willing to work hard, nothing should stop you. But at this point, I would recognize, and I can't say this often enough, the importance of learning and the importance of training. Today, I find a lot of young people coming out of law schools, setting up practices of their own or law firms of their own within months of their joining the profession. I'm not being critical of them, but you are losing out on a very, very important element of practice. And that's very peculiar to the legal profession. And that is learning from your senior, learning from your peers. If you don't have that kind of training, I had an extended 10-year training with Mr. Dinesh Mathur. I'm not saying you should go that far, although I don't regret a day of that training. And I would look back and say that has made me who I am. But you must have a sufficient period of training with a practicing law, if you want to go into litigation, with a practicing chamber, so that you can learn and watch. The learning and watching aspect is not taught in any law school, but it is perhaps the most important part of being a lawyer. And why do I say so? Today, there are times when I inadvertently pick up an argument which I had packed in the recesses of my mind, which I'd heard some 20, 25 years ago, one of the legends making that point. But it just comes out naturally to me. And later on, when I assess it, I think, oh, this was the person who first made that point. There is so much to learn when you watch others. And the legal profession is actually unique in that way, because the senior teaches the junior. That's how we've all, one generation imparts knowledge to another generation. And the senior junior relationship is very, very peculiar to the legal practice. So I would request all young people on this group to go through a compulsory, mandatory period of learning with seniors. Watch them learn. And that's not the point when you're going to be worried about income. Although I do recognize the fact that, it's you can't glamorize the fact that you're not earning anything. You do need to earn something. But in the initial years, you should try and sustain yourself with as little income as possible. Your focus must be to pick up the skills that your senior is imparting.